What is going on, everybody? We're here for a CtD challenge match. We're going to double check that we are officially live, which we're going to double check that we are officially live. Looks good. So, what's going to happen is we're going to bowl CtD challenge match today. What's going to happen is we're going to bowl 2 games on 1 and 2, and we're going to move to 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is Wall Street version 2, which is the CtD Education Center house shot. And 3 and 4 is, of course, Red Square. So we're going to get these guys started. Ron is going to go ahead and start our match on 1 and 2. And we'll get these guys all ready to go. So the match is a best of 5. Little handshakes from the competitors. And we will have a little bit of handicap in our match today. Let me get situated here. And I will let you know what that is. And Ron starts us off with the strike. All right. Our competitor today is David Jones. All the way from Yuma, Arizona. David said it is hot in Arizona, so he's hoping to bring the heat today in the CtD challenge match. David will get a little bit of handicap. So once I find that, I will let you know. Here it is. And David gets 14 pins of handicap each game. I do have a guest in the booth with me today, Jacob Miner. Jacob bowled in college. He's an employee of CtD now. Finished his degree recently, so we're happy to have Jacob on the team, helping us in the booth today, as well as helping grow CtD. So what is going on, Jacob?
Well, all I can say is I'm here.
Yeah.
Bowling in college and then, going to school all the time and now working a full-time job is completely different. It's a whole new experience to life. And the fact that I get to do this pretty much every day just makes it even better.
So let me ask you this. Now that you've been out of college for 3 months-ish, do you miss college?
Yes and no. I don't miss all the schoolwork, but I do miss, the bowling aspect of college. It was a great experience for me, grow my game and, continue to get better.
Bingo. What's going on, Jonathan? What up? Ryan Connor. Ooh, pesky little 8 in there. A little too much angle going through the pins. Ron is throwing the infinity. So, Jacob, Ryan Connor with time bullet challenge match against Ron. Ryan is from Walla Walla, Washington. 10 out of 10. city name, town name, whatever it is. What up, Allie? Allie says, welcome to the team, Jacob.
Thank you, Allie. I appreciate it.
All right, so Ron has gone strike, 8 pin, 6 pin. Good morning, Dustin. I made it back to the West Coast. It's early, but I'm tuned in. We appreciate you tuning in. I don't know who said that. I think it's Mike Macedo. He came to the Derby with us. He's from Las Vegas. He drove all the way from Las Vegas to Louisville, Kentucky to bowl the Derby with us. So we appreciate him making that drive. I know he has some family around there too. So it's always good to see him every year. So Ron starts the match. Strike, 9 spare, 9 spare. And David started the match. 8-1, 9 spare, and 8. Oh, it's James Hyde the third. What up, James? It's nice to meet you as well. Appreciate you coming out and just hanging out with us for a little bit Friday night. It was awesome to meet you for sure. What arsenals are being used? David is throwing an Envy. Ron is throwing an Infinity. And other than that, they can't really see what else is on the rack. Spare balls. Thank you. And looks like a spare to me. Ron has the headphones in. If you take one out and listen to it, it's Ron's voice saying, quote, "You are going to win," end quote, over and over again. Part of me thinks that's not what he's listening to, but hey, you never know. It is time for me to head back to the education center. Absolutely, man. If you want to come see us, ctdeducationcenter.com. We can definitely get you scheduled. So, Jacob, after seeing the first couple of frames of the match itself, what are your first impressions? Whether it be David's game, how the match has gone so far, ball reaction. What do you think?
So far, what I'm seeing is Ron just looks way more comfortable as he just absolutely rips the rack apart on that shot. Before the match, it just kind of looked like David was a little nervous, so he just needs to get a little more comfortable with the setting and the whole idea. But we are starting the match on house, so when we move over to 3 and 4 and bowl on red square, things could get very, very different, as it is very flat, 40 feet, little no room. Ron makes a cheeky double there to hold on to his lead.
He said cheeky double. And I guess that's an interesting thing to think about. Like when staffers come in to bowl a challenge match, I mean, it can be a little overwhelming in the fact that, never been here, may have never been here before. I mean, all the things that we have going on here in terms of, the technology, and ways that, we help educate players. But we made sure that, David got here a little early, let him get used to the surroundings just a little bit, and make sure that he was as comfortable as possible. So we're going to make a score correction on that one. All right. And, something something to think about is David and I had some good conversations, before we started. I mean, David's a 205 average bowler, so he has the understanding of what's going on in the bowling space. But there were some questions that he had that we're going to actually go ahead and answer for him during his lesson. So David will get a lesson here as well, and after the match. So those questions that he has, we make sure those get answered. And David is here because he won a drawing in our staff group. So he got the opportunity to bowl Ron for $500. So there's a score. And keep in mind that David does get. I looked a little left off the hand, but he did strike. David says reset. Reset the 6-pin. And Ron said maybe next time. David does get 14 pins a game. It's different with the lights and the cameras. It absolutely is. The first thing that David said to me when he came into the bowling area is that it did look different than seeing it online or seeing it in video. So it's definitely a different beast for sure being here in person and bowling a match. So we just saw Ron roll. What was it? A 3-pin? Rolled a 3-pin on the right lane, throwing a spare ball at the 2, 4, 7, 8. That's interesting. Want to get some insight on that one. Why don't you look at that?
So normally I would have hooked that. The reason why I didn't was because I know we have to bowl on red square. So on red square, I'm not looking at anything. I made a move left, didn't move far enough left to go straight enough at it to get the 8-pin. So I missed.
Interesting. All right, looks like David made a little bit of a ball change. Looks like his feet are a little fast, just a little fast. He's a little anxious, but I understand. That's a good question. Did I make it to the Silver Diner? I did not. The reason why is because my flight at Albany on Tuesday left 3 hours late. And I had a connection in Baltimore. Then I go to Nashville to be here. The flight out of Baltimore wasn't leaving Baltimore until like 1 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't trying to do that. So I did get a different flight, flew to Chicago, then flew to Nashville, and got back at midnight as opposed to 2 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't trying to drive an hour at 2 o'clock in the morning. So unfortunately, Silver Diner is going to have to wait. I did not get the Silver Diner in Baltimore. It was a good shot. Money, good shot. So David did make a ball change. I wonder if it was, did you see what it was?
It's an infinite physics.
I like the infinite physics. That ball's good. Here's a score. David does get, 14 pins. I feel like I've said this about 600 times, and I still don't remember it. So I'm curious to see what Ron does here. So Jacob, he just rolled the 3-pin on the right lane, the shot before that. And then the shot on the left lane actually hooked early and hooked too much. So are you making a move on the left lane, or are you going to try to throw a better shot because it hooks so much?
Personally, I would make a move, but I'm almost wondering if that ball in the left lane checked so much because he made a move off of that rolled 3-pin, make a little move back to the left, play a little straighter, but he is getting into the friction awfully quick. So that move left very well could have caused that ball to check and go through the face.
What pattern is being used? So we got Wall Street version 2 on the left lanes. Left lanes. That's not true. Wall Street version 2 on 1 and 2. Red square on 3 and 4. Do those lanes have two different, hooked a little right, hooked a little bit more? Do the lanes have two different topography? So in terms of topography, there's not like a topography graph for the center or for the EC that we have. But I will tell you that there are two different lane surfaces. 1 and 3 are Pro Ammo lane. 2 and 4 are SPL. SPL is a higher friction. It's fair. SPL is a higher friction surface. That does not mean it's going to hook more. It's just an overall higher friction surface. And it's interesting in the fact that, like, on video, it doesn't look like it matters. But when you're bowling, say 3 games and you're moving back and forth and back and forth and back and forth in between the lanes, there is a difference. And I didn't understand the difference until I actually got here. So it's actually pretty cool in the fact that it's one. Oh, he said I get one of those too. Bingo. All right, so it's two. David says two. Uh-oh. So this game is over. I think they're going to start trash talking a little bit. David said it was too quiet. So there might be some little shots fired. We do have a CtD challenge match group. That group is used for, trash talking. David initially was like, nah, I don't trash talk. But my man literally said, I'm going to start talking trash or what? Just a minute ago. So Ron will have game number 1. David shot 176. Ron just got to keep it on the lane at this point. It's a good shot. Uh-oh. Would love to come to the EC long trip from Scotland. Only slightly. Ron is up in the match 1-0. That's a bold move. He's still got a whole nother. That's, yeah. Almost disrespect. What would you do? All right, then throw it straight. He said, can he hook at it or throw it straight? I'm really interested to know why he threw his spare ball and didn't, try to get another look, because the lane will transition. So I'd be interested to hear why he did that. So Ron did get game 1. Final score was 221 to 176. And with David's 14 pins, he gives him 190. So David will start this game. David will start this game on the left lane. Best of luck, gentlemen. So there is no wood lanes here. It's all synthetic, just different types of synthetic lanes.
David said he's going to use Ron's side because he carries over there. I will say, Ron hasn't been killing it the last month or so at the Derby. Shot 300 at the beginning of the month, end of June. Oh, smoked that 9-10. The last weekend while we were up there, he did absolutely nothing but just beat the brains out of me. And Dustin did just the same thing to me. I did get him one set. He shot 590 and I shot 690, so I'll take that as a win in my book. So with handicap, the last game total was 221 to 190. Little up the lane.
Maybe you put any color headpins in there.
Oh, right through the heart. Getting the 4 pin. 7 pin a little late, leaving the 4-6.
All right, so in the past we've done the colored pin. We're gonna go ahead and put those in. So if you're new to the CtD challenge matches, what happens is if a colored head pin comes up and the person strikes, there is a 10% off code that will go out. Ring a ding ding. We're phoning our man Paul. Paul is back there, doing a good job, making sure everything is running smoothly with the lanes. Oh, nasty 9-pin. Wow. Jacob is commentating. Jacob Miner is commentating with me. He works for CtD. What up, Kevin? Johnny wants to know how the new drilling is working for Ron.
He's asking that the new fit is money. Super money. I love it.
He said the fit. He said the fit is super money, Audra. He's been liking it a lot. So we bowled the Derby last weekend, like Jacob was saying, and like the whole weekend, Ron was saying how good his hand felt, because like it doesn't hurt, like ooh, flat 7. No, but if you have a bad fit like I do, your hand hurts. If your hand hurts, you can't bowl. If you can't bowl, then you're sad.
Flat 7 pins are a sign that your ball.
Yeah, Ron said flat 7s are a sign your ball reaction is bad. And I'm interested to see what you think, Jacob, in the fact that because the left lane, or the right lane, excuse me, is a higher friction surface, do you think that ball burned and it never could make the corner? Because that shot was similar in the fact that it cornered, or got the same part of the lane, but it actually cornered. On the right lane, it looked to me like it burned a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely used a lot of its energy really early and just didn't have enough to make the corner fully. And with that high friction surface on the right lane, that tends to happen. Normally we look at transition for things like that, but Ron being a lefty, he's the only one on that side. So I would definitely say that just from his traffic, that ball is burning up a little bit. Oh, and he smokes it up at ninth pin. So maybe even another thing to look at if that type of ball reaction continues, that could be a move right for him, be a little deeper, get into a little more oil to make it turn the corner. And if that doesn't work, then we're looking at a ball change, then he might be in some serious trouble.
So that is the second 9-pin in a row for David. David is using an infinite physics.
Hey, he said if you use another 9-pin, will I do something? Would you say if he calls a 9-pin, that's crazy.
Okay, so there is a 9-pin. There is an orange pin in the 9-pin spot on both lanes. So if David leaves the 9-pin, he's calling it. If he leaves the 9-pin, we'll do a 10% off code for 5 minutes on ctdbowling.com. Usually it's just a head pin, but if he calls it, oh! All right, so what if you pure an 8-pin? Right. I said, what if you pure a 9-pin?
If I pure a 9-pin,
yeah,
I'm probably gonna
be on full tilt.
really sad in a hurry.
Oh, Swisher 10. So I'm in. I would be interested to hear his thought process because going flat 7, Swisher 10. That just. Do you smell, Jacob? Do you smell that? That bar reaction smells like trouble. Do you smell it?
I smell it.
Yeah.
I smell it.
Yeah. So he does. So what's interesting is he does have 2 infinities. One is more fresh than the other. So I would be interested to see if he does go with the fresher ball in that lane because that is not. Oh, gross. That is not the fresh ball. So it's gonna be time for him to figure something out here. We'll let him shoot the spare and we'll get a score update. So Ron has 199 in the 5th, and David has 67 in the 4th on a strike in the 5th. So we got a close match here for sure. Switching it back. There we go. There you go. You see the orange pin on lane number 1. All right, so David's gonna have to make a move on both lanes, it looks like. So I see a lot of chats going on about hooking the spares. So I'll just give my 2 cents and I'll let Jacob give his 2 cents as well. That is one spare that I hook at simply because of the back pin. If it's a 3-6-10, I'll throw straight at it. If it's a 2-8, I'll hook at it. But everything else, unless I completely flag the hemp head and leave like a 1-2, I'm throwing it straight at it. What do you, Jacob? What's your spare shooting strategy in terms of if you throw it straight or hook at it?
Yeah, so bowling in college, a big thing is it's never a house shot. So hooking at your spares is almost out of the equation. Of course, like you said, like a 2-8 or that 3-6-9-10, I will always hook at those. Now, I was always told that you should never change your spare strategy. Either you should throw straight at everything or hook at everything. If I'm bowling on house, I tend to hook at just about anything on the left side. Now, if we're talking, like we're bowling on a red square, I will shoot straight at everything because with it being flat, there's just no shape to it. And any little miss is 0 in any direction.
All right, so Ron is going to be up on the right lane, flat 7, swisher 10, wrap 7. Interesting. So one of the cool benefits of coming to the CtD Education Center is being able to get some coaching, whether it be coming directly to us by getting a lesson on ctdeducationcenter.com, or David won the chance to come here, bowl a match, and get a lesson. So one of the good things about that is you can come help become a better bowler. And one thing we're doing on our end is getting more coaches here at the EC. And we're going to be in a position to where we are open every single day of the week, Monday through Sunday. So we actually have a new coach. She's going to be helping David in his lesson today. And I will let her introduce herself, give you a little rundown of her experiences in the coaching world. She bowled in college as well. So everyone, welcome Justine Brookover as our new coach.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm very excited to be here at Creating the Difference and working with each and every one of you, hopefully at some point. Like Dustin said, I did bowl in college, bowled at Lincoln Memorial University over in Harrogate, Tennessee, where I guess I'll say I was pretty successful. My team was very successful as well. Ended up graduating in 2021. Went to Waldorf University to earn my master's degree as well as coach there and be the graduate assistant, where I coached Mr. Jacob Miner right here. That's a little bit about me. Like I said, I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited to work with you guys, interact with you guys in the group chat, and
I will say her best piece of coaching advice I ever got in my 2 years, her being my coach, was just to throw it better. And I will also mention something that she's embarrassed to say because it became her nickname on the team. We used to call her Rookie because she was the Rookie of the Year, NCAA Rookie of the Year her freshman year.
Yeah, so Justine brings a lot of knowledge to the team. We're super excited to have her on the team, and you can look forward to possibly having her as a coach if you come get a lesson with us. Well, looky here. What's on the right lane? And one more thing to add to Justine's credentials, as she was talking there, she is a bronze level coach. Ooh. Skinny jeans. All right, so David has 122 in the 8th. Ron has 137 in the 7th.
So now I need to know if they want me to change ball or just throw ball.
I mean, I'm going.
That's the reason why I talked about changing balls. But I need to have some. They need to give me some input.
All right, so Ron change balls or stay with what he was throwing? I mean, if I'm Ron, I'm going to the Fresh Infinity.
I'm not going to that ball. I'm going to the Innovator Solid.
So he doesn't want to strike.
The Fresh Infinity is too strong. If Infinity's the Innovator Solid is money. But if they don't want me to switch because I got a head, but I won't.
Change.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, we're gonna look for a flat 7 on this one.
No,
Ball's just gonna puke and die. But I've seen crazier things before. All right, fresh off that ball change. Here we go. A little more straighter. Oh boy.
So Ron, I wanna ask you something. Was that proper ball motion?
It was a strike. That's what matters. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Not only was it a strike, but here's the reason why I changed. I changed because my ball was lane shine. Like my ball started out at 3,000, and I guarantee you now, if I grab that scanner, that bad boy is close to 4,700, and that's why I ball changed. So the other ball, Innovator Solid, it isn't so much that it was the ball; it was that the Innovator Solid is back to 3,000 grit, and I knew by making that change, I would be able to get that ball to at least continue. Now, was it a perfect shot? No, but I got 10, and you got 10% off. So have a nice day.
Boom, roasted. All right, so let me fire up this code real quick. So because Ron did strike, with the orange pin, there will be 10% off on ctdbowling.com for 5 minutes. This game is all but over.
Yeah, but I'm winning. So it's okay if you're winning. This is true. It's all good if you're winning. Oh, I'm sorry. Dustin.
Okay, well, we got to put the camera back up here. I got another one.
Surprise.
Let's see if this one runs over the 9 pin again, or the 8 pin again.
Well, I can go back to the other ball to prove my point.
No, because you needed to throw the infinity on the right lane, the fresh infinity on the right lane.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there it is.
Wrap 7. All right. Isn't that what I said?
No, I said flat.
All right. So the code is, let me get it up here. The code will be OPCTD10. The code will be active for 5 minutes. The code will be active for 5 minutes. Once I get the ticker up. So, starting now, 10:17 a.m. Central Time, that code will be gone. OPCTD10. 10:17 is the cutoff for that. There you go, David. So, what was that? 161, so 175 with the handicap. So, Ron, Ron is up 2-0. And now, these guys will go over to 3 and 4 and bowl on red square. So they will get about 5 minutes of practice. So now we will switch over. That is done. Let's get these guys on for practice. There we go. Camera looks good. Does it matter what you throw on red square?
It does not matter
Why?
because the lane pattern is flat. So the key here is the one that's
Bingo. Well, you're the boss. All right. If you strike, sure. Sorry, when you strike, sure. You did. You did. So, yeah. So, one question that people ask when they come to bowl. Uh-oh. David, no pressure. So, if David strikes, we'll give the extension 5 more minutes on the OP CtD 10 for 10% off on ctdbowling.com. But yeah, one question that whether it be one question that people ask me about coming to the EC and bowling a challenge match is, what should I throw on red square? You know what the answer is, Jacob? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you can throw reactive or throwing a purple hammer, but if the accuracy simply isn't there, you're dead in the water. What do we got? Stable on the infinity that Ron was throwing. So what's going to happen is when you guys are done on 3 and 4, you'll come back to 1 and 2, and then you'll throw the fresh infinity on lane 2. And when it splits the 8-9, yes, that's correct. You do have to win both games over here. Let's not getting ahead of ourselves. All right. But what time do we got? We got 10:17. That means OP CtD 10 is gone. Goodbye. So Ron is up 2-0. In our match, first to 3 wins.
if it's going left off your hand, it goes up for quite a while.
All right, Ben's final shots. All right, we good? You want to spare that up, David, and then we'll start up? Oh, never mind, you're good. All right. Red square. I'll get out of your way. Best of luck. Ron will start game number 3 on the left wing.
You're good, Paul. There's just a pin in the curtain. You got it.
All right. First game on red square. I almost have a feeling that this is a little more matched up going on this pattern. Yeah. First shot from Ron here. Gets the 7 out. David just said once he thought he had a chance, and now it's gone. So. David's first shot. Playing a little closer to the gutter. Absolutely rips that rack apart. He's feeling himself now. Oh, we got an orange pin on 4 that Ron will get a chance to strike at for another 10% discount from 5 cents for 5 minutes. Goes David on 3. Little left. As you can see there, he didn't miss by a whole lot, but that's all it takes to go from 10 to 0, if it's bad enough.
Look what we got on the right lane. Look what we got on the right lane. Dropped that one off his thumb. Yeah, have the same feel. Yeah, it's important. Bingo. Hard, straight. OPCTD 10. 10:27 a.m. Central Time is when this code will shut off. Oh, that was just a little right off the hand, and it was completely different shape. Otter says my items are still in my basket. See, that's the key. The key is to have your items ready, and whenever the opportunity comes up, all you gotta do is enter OPCTD 10 for that 10% off. The file lights are on.
That's better.
Oh, he's looking over it. He's looking over at Ron.
I just want to see if he was looking. Because most times he got his face buried in the phone. What's there to watch?
Oh. All right, so David is going to give an opportunity for the extension of the discount code for another 5 minutes. This looks a little left. Ooh, 2-8. Did either bring urethane? David, I don't believe brought urethane. And Ron does not have a urethane ball in sight, so no. Goes for the spare. So we appreciate everybody tuning in so far. We got 102 people watching across all 3 platforms we're streaming on. So we appreciate everybody joining us early this morning. That one looked a little. The placement looked all right, but to me it looked a little grabbed.
100%. It seemed like the other 2 shots he threw on both lanes. It was just a frozen rope, just about as hard as he could to keep it from having to check in the middle of the lane.
Oh, chopped. 3.6, not 36. The 2.47. Here's the score. So both on an open in the 4th frame. So Ron has the advantage by 9 with David's handicap. And David does get 14 pins. I remember it now. It only took 601 times to look. So 1 more minute on the code. When that clock turns 10:27, the code will be shut off. Yeah, both guys do have a spare ball. 15, throwing 15 pounds. Looks pretty close. Very good shot. Great shot. Another good shot for David. Wants to keep it close. 10:27. OP CtD 10 is gone. Hook. 5 pin. Jacob Miner told me to come watch. Well, Tanner, we appreciate you tuning in.
I can't believe you actually came and watched, considering you don't bowl anymore. So, he missed. Nobody misses the 5 pin. Nobody.
That's a drink.
That's a drink.
Ron says it's a drink.
Yeah, right. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So, interesting ball choice from David on this pattern. He's throwing a tropical surge. very low end shiny storm ball. What do you think about that?
And I'll give him credit. It looks good. I wasn't sure how it would look on red square, but the last two shots that he threw in the right lane looked pretty good. So I give him credit. Wouldn't expected it to look good, but it definitely does. So props to David for bringing that one along. So we'll get you a score update here. This one's a pretty close match going on here for our third game. David's got 80 in the sixth, and Ron has 94 in the fifth. So Ron still does have the advantage, but catching a double would be big for both of these guys. All right, we got a 6-10. For David here's going to throw the spare ball at it. Oh, chopped it. Chopped the 10 straight back. $14 doesn't hook good like a 15-pound ball. That isn't necessarily true. It's not. I mean, it all depends what you do at the bottom of the swing. So 14-pound balls and 15-pound balls aren't going to really perform much different if you're doing the same thing at the bottom. Oh! David said, "Get this beating over with." When I get to the EC, I'm bringing my 14-pound balls. We'll see a lot of hook. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, like, 14 versus 15 aren't going to play a role in how much it hooks. Now, how it goes to the pins, it'll be a different story. But, not going to hook overall that much more. All right, so David is 103 in the seventh with his handicap, and Ron is looking at 114 in the sixth with a double. All right, 4 pin. So let's talk about max scores here. So if David goes off the sheet, that puts him at 169 scratch, which is 183 with his handicap. So David is in a must strike situation here. Ron just has to fill the frame at this point. So I mean, David could step up here and put some pressure on Ron. Looks pretty close. Oh, okay. Okay, he said I'm still fighting. I'm still fighting. usually in this situation, if I'm, and Jacob, correct me if I'm wrong here. Usually if I'm in this situation and I can step up, and if I get the first one in the 10th, cool. But if I get the second one in the 10th, I'm gonna let my opponent know that I'm still here, and I'm gonna make you fill the frame. Do you do that, or what's your strategy? Like if you are in a must strike situation, what's your strategy?
Yeah, if I had a chance, if I get the first one and I got a chance to get the second one to really put some pressure on, I immediately turn into Pete Weber. I mean, instantly. You're never going to hear the end of it. I'm gonna get in your ear and in your head rent free.
Yeah, but David did leave a 5-pin. He's going to make that one, but this match is all but over. Ron will take it 3-0. We'll let David finish the game out here. But David's day is not over here. He will be getting a lesson on the lanes to help him become a better bowler, give him some education, work on some things that he is wanting to work on. Whether it be on the lanes or ball motion or surface or whatever it might be. They're bowling on red square now, and Ron is finishing out his game here. 6 forward. So yeah, give us an orange pin for the last one. That'd be cool. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go by this camera. I'm going to zoom it out slightly. Not zoom it in. There we go. And we're going to let these guys chat for a couple minutes. So 198 was the final score for Ron, so I'll hand it over to him, and we'll talk about the match for a little bit.
Let's go out, David. We'll chat a little bit out here so they can actually see us. 1, 3, and 4. So first off, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have a staffer come visit us to bowl. And like I said, the match is the match, but at the end of the day, you're going to get a lesson to be able to get some tips. Tell the groups that are watching kind of what you thought about like the house shot versus the red square, because one thing that people don't understand a lot of times is how much that environment matters. You got to roll in 2 completely different environments. What did you see out there?
Well, the house shot was pretty typical. I just made a lot of bad shots. I did not bring my A game today. Ron bowled great. I feel like his games were beatable if I would have bowled just my normal scores. But you know what? It is what it is. I struggled a little bit. Congratulations to you. As far as the red square goes, Nationals this year was the first time I'd ever bowled on a sport pattern. So this was all new to me. I basically went with that. I heard Dustin talking about the tropical surge. I went with that because I felt like it was the most controllable ball on an unknown surface. And it seemed to work okay for me. I just missed some bad spares, and the 2 lanes definitely played different. For me, the left lane hooked a lot more, and I never could find that. Over here, I seem to have that lane figured out, but they were drastically different. So definitely a tough shot, and I expected it to be. I really had hoped to put a couple of points on the board on this pair over here, and then maybe get lucky over here. But that was just wishful thinking, evidently, because you bowled well. Thank you.
Well, hey, look, you guys are interested. This is something that you can do too. If you're part of our group, right? Let's talk a little about that. So being part of our group allowed you the opportunity to be able to come here. So talk about how much did you pay to come to the event? Because that's one of the things people always want to know. They're like, well, how did David get to come here? So how much did you pay to be able to come here?
Well, I luckily didn't have to pay anything. I won the raffle. One of the spot matches. I bought like 3 spots right at the end of the deal. And next thing I know, I'm getting a message from Dustin saying I won, and I couldn't believe it because I've played those raffles in my auto racing side of my life, and I've never won one of them. Since I've been involved with CtD, I've won 3 of them. One was to come here, one was for that hybrid 2.0 that I was throwing, and then another one was for like $75 off because I shared the EJ Tackett article. So, but aside from that, CtD has improved my game immensely. This year, I decided I wanted to learn how to prep my own bowling balls. I didn't want to have to run to the pro shop every time I wanted something done. I knew nothing about it. I bought a ball spinner, and then I started researching, where to get polishes and sanding discs and all the cleaners and all that stuff. And what I really liked about what I found with CtD is not only did I find all those products, I found a lot of education, a lot of YouTube videos. Before we're done here, I want to hear you introduce one of your YouTube videos because that's to me is CEO Ronald Hickland here. It's just I've come to hear that so many times watching all those videos. Anyways, but I learned a lot and I appreciate that. The whole experience has been great.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for coming. We'll wrap this up and then we'll get started with the lesson and you'll learn a lot more to being here. We like have you come to the building because we can show you some specific things for your game, and using our clutch and spectral technology can also help you have a better understanding of how to prepare for lane conditions that are easy versus challenging too. So we look forward to being able to do that with you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Dustin, I'm gonna get back to you and let you.
You got to hear that intro.
Oh yeah. CEO Ronald Hickland creating the difference.
There it is.
All right. Well, great match, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Like Ron mentioned, David did get this opportunity by being a member of our staff. So he spent $30 roughly for the raffle. Yeah, $30 to get here. He had an expense paid trip for $30. I like that. But if you're interested in having an opportunity like this, this is a good question for you, David. But first, David got this opportunity because he is a member of our staff. You can join for free on ctdbowling.com. Click the regional staff sign up button, and you can sign up for free and possibly have the opportunity, like David did, to come bowl at the EC. So this is a good question, and I don't think people understand the environment here. How much pressure was added by bowling against your boss? Or the boss, I should say.
I'm not going to lie. I was pretty nervous the first couple of games, and then making some bad shots just compounded that. But no, he's a really good guy. He's easy to be around. I love his sense of humor. I'm a little more quiet and reserved than he is, so it was a little bit different online during some of the conversations. But yeah, great dude. Couldn't have been more comfortable with the environment here. Only pressure was on me to try to score points.
Awesome. Well, like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, David, for providing us some good entertainment, some good education for everybody watching. And we'll talk to you all very soon.